It is time for another edition of Wake Up the Echoes, presented by TireRack.com. I'm your host, Tony Simeone, and here we go. It is USC week. I cannot wait for this game this weekend in Notre Dame Stadium, prime time, under the lights, two great rivals. It really does not get much better than this, and it's just the perfect time of year. The weather right now, if you're in South Bend, it's in the mid-60s. It's sweater weather. But you're not too hot when you're walking around in the sweater. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. This is what it's all about when it comes to college football. So we've got a football-centric show today. Marcus Freeman is back. We talked to him, and he brought along a captain, Donovan Hinish. Of course, a lot of fans remember his brother, Kurt Hinish, and Donovan's done a great job as a captain this year, really kind of spearheading that defensive front. It was great to talk to him about his Pittsburgh upbringing and all kinds of stuff throughout his journey to Notre Dame. Great conversation with the two of them. And then Isaiah Dunn came back for a very illuminating conversation on the talent show that they've had annually and what Donovan did in that. We also learned about what Isaiah did for his performance in that talent show years ago. So, as always, awesome conversation with those three guys, and I'm just fired up for this football game. A reminder before we get to that conversation that Tire Rack knows that your time is valuable. That's why they offer the convenience of mobile tire installation. They'll bring your new tires to your home or office and install them on site. Changing tires doesn't get much easier than that. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Okay, here we go. Notre Dame, USC. What a game we're going to have this weekend. Let's talk to the head coach, Marcus Freeman, and the captain, Donovan Hinish. Coach, great to have you back. You brought along another captain, Donovan Hinish. Welcome to Wake Up the Echoes. All right, elephant in the room. Let's just talk about it. We were talking hair before the mic started rolling. I'm looking for a lot of positive feedback. New look here. Coach, I'll start with you. What do you think? Is this working for you? I know it's a new look.
Is that a Julio cut?
No, but maybe you should put me on and I can go see if he can help me really tighten this up, because this is just me and my wife kind of finished off the top, and it's a self project.
It fits you, man.
It is?
Good. It looks good.
That's all.
It's good on you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
It's all that matters, really.
And we were talking about Kurt, and we were trying to kind of match my look with his these days. You said the key is you have to be good with the facial hair to pull off the look I'm going for, right?
Yeah. He's able to have a beard now, so it looks better. I know bald with a beard is good, but I was talking about, like, I can't be bald with a goatee like I have right now because I might freak people out.
Most bald people, like, not most. There's a lot of bald people like that have the best beards.
Yes.
You know,
that's what I'm worried about. If we're just going to be very open and transparent here, I'm a little patchy, and I think that it's best if it's not like there's a lot of soul searching over the weekend. I got to be honest.
As long as your wife's happy, man.
Yeah, she loves it. So that's all that counts.
That's all that matters.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about where you come from, Pittsburgh, because that's, I know, a place that's really important to you. Talk to me about what it's like being a Pittsburgh guy and coming here, kind of following the footsteps of your brother.
It's cool for sure. Like,
it's Pittsburgh, right?
Okay.
Okay. I'm not gonna be able to articulate myself well enough to kind of give you the full explanation, but it's kind of like my high school. I went to Central Catholic. So Notre Dame is like Central Catholics on steroids, and so it's like everything's like real traditional oriented. Everyone's like real respectful and carries himself with a different kind of attitude. So coming to Notre Dame was kind of the same thing. Like, everyone's super respectful, carries himself super highly. We take a lot of pride in our school, where we're from and everything. And so it's kind of like a blue collar nature, like even at Notre Dame in the facility and like the kind of culture we have. Like, guys are just like gritty dudes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy to adapt to.
You thought there were some shared traits between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame when you were attracted to this place.
Yeah.
I saw you what is Pittsburgh? You've been there. What does it mean to you when you think about Pittsburgh and the guys that come out of there?
Yeah, I think, Steel City, right? Tough. I always say Pittsburgh tough. Like, listen, I'm sure there's guys in Pittsburgh that aren't tough, but
sure.
That's what I think of when I think of the players, the people that I know from Pittsburgh. I mean, now, Donnie also is a product of tough genetics, right? It's like he grew up in Pittsburgh, but his mom and dad are tough people. His dad, we all know his dad's tough, but his mom might be the toughest out of all of them, And I remember we were recruiting him. I got here in 2021, and Kurt was a captain, and we all know the established player Kurt was. And, when I saw Donnie, he was a tough guy on film, and I was like, is he as tall, as long as maybe these other guys? And I'm like, the guy's genetics.
He's a Hinish.
He is.
Yeah.
And I've said this multiple times, but over these 4 years he's been here. It's like, don't tell your brother this, right? Is that you go, oh shoot, I forgot about the other 41.
Yeah.
This 41 he's pretty special, but it's just a reminder, man. Genetics, man, how they were raised is important.
Okay, so I hear him say that. Like, what does that family name mean to you? He's talking about your mom and your dad. What do those people and your brother kind of mean to you, and how you develop that toughness over the years?
I carry a lot of pride, like with my last name. You can't see it right now, but I have a tattoo like on my shin of like 2 bears. It's because our mom always calls me her baby cub because I'm the youngest. She calls herself like Mama Bear, and I got a moon up top because she says I love you to the moon and back.
Wow.
So like when you meet her, she's like, we always say like she's like a princess, like a Disney princess, like around like people or like around our students, but you know, like internally, like who she is, like she's a tough woman.
Interesting.
Like things she had to go through, you know, taking care of me and my siblings all the time. If my dad wasn't around, like if he was in the hospital or something, you know, she was always taking care of us. And then see my dad, like the stuff he went through, you know, it's hard not to, you know, try and be grateful for him whenever you see the things he goes through. And then, you know, my brother's always been like a huge role model for me just because he's not that like much older than me in age.
Yeah.
And so I was always like around him recruiting or at his games and stuff. I was the ball boy. So I was like catching the field goals and I'd run them back. And then,
you gotta be tough to do that.
yeah, I caught a few off the face. So I learned real fast to start using my hands. But yeah, I just carry a lot of pride with it just because the people around me are just so like tough. Like they don't back down anything. My brother texted me yesterday. He's like, don't ever forget speed bumps aren't roadblocks.
Wow, that's a good one.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that's one that if Coach hasn't used,
That
they'll
on
probably
the
use.
bumpy road right
Yeah,
there.
the bumpy road is filled with
I
speed
love
bumps.
that. That's right.
If you don't mind elaborating, you mentioned your dad and what he's gone through. Can you just, for those of you who aren't familiar with his situation and what he's had to fight through, just maybe telling us and kind of what that was like to see that, you know, from your perspective, because I'm sure it was unique and challenging.
Yeah. So I was about 7 or 8. He got diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The doctors told him there's like a 5% chance he sees me graduate high school. And he's come to every single home game since I've been here. So that's just kind of guy he is. Like, you know, when they said that, when you get diagnosed with something like that, you know, your world kind of sinks. Like, you're just thinking in your head, like, oh my gosh, like how much time do I have left? You know, hang out with my family. And when the doctor said that, my mom grabbed my dad's hand. He said, we'll take those odds. Like, if someone else can do it, I guarantee you he can do it. And he'd go to chemotherapy, and he'd wake me up, take me to the gym before school, make me breakfast, then he'd go to work right after chemo. He'd feel sick as a dog, but that didn't affect him. He knew he had a family to take care of. And he was moving like, he's been through, I can't tell you how many surgeries. And he sent me a video the other day, him overhead pressing 135 behind his head. I mean, he was like, there was a 5% chance he'd even still be alive 4 years ago. Now he's overhead pressing 135, like in the gym, you know, just like things like that he does. Like, I take it for granted, you know, just because he's still around. But, you know, looking back and reflecting on it, like, it's a tough dude.
Tough dude, man.
That's crazy. Like I was looking at it, thinking about my hair. I'm like, perspective, man. It's like, this guy's been through so much. I can put everything in perspective. I hear that and it puts football in perspective. It puts everything we do on a daily basis in perspective. And so I'm thrilled for you that obviously he's still around. Like, Coach, when you hear that stuff, I don't know, it takes me out of everything. It's like everything's so much bigger than what you guys have going on this week. And sometimes I feel like we need those reminders, and just hearing it right now, like, I don't know, it just hit me. It's incredible.
Sometimes we always associate toughness with how strong you are, how physical you are. And your dad he's a power lifter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, before he started having cancer but now he used that mental and physical toughness to fight cancer. And he's truly like fighting cancer. He's fighting it.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. I mean, when I first got here, I remember them telling me, this was before Donnie was even here, hey, just awareness, Kurt's dad is battling cancer. I don't know how much longer he's going to make it. That was 5 years ago. And I see him every home game right at the end of the players walk. And I always give his mom a hug. She's right there at the end. And especially me, because of the family, like that family means a lot to me. I remember the home visit. I thought the dogs were going to eat me. I was like trying to listen to everybody. And
Tough dogs too.
Dog, man. Like it was, but I just remember those are things that, you know, as you think back 5 years ago and think back to your home visit, I think back to coaching your brother. I mean, it's just, those are the moments you appreciate. Like, it kind of takes away from outcomes and the games and all. It's like, this is what it's all about.
Yeah. What do you remember about that visit, or even just the process of, obviously your brother came here, so this place is, at least I'm assuming, on your radar because of him, but like meeting Coach Freeman, would you recruit him when you were the DC? Is that when that started?
Yeah.
And so then, of course, there's that transition where he goes from DC to head coach, but just what were your first impressions of meeting Coach Freeman? And then also, like, this is the place you want to be. What are those memories like?
Let's just be fast with this answer, please.
Yeah, so the dog, there's some history behind that one. It's funny, but like, you know, that moneymaker he has, that handsome face he has, almost wasn't almost longer. But no, I remember we went to a restaurant and we were sitting there, and Coach Freeman got a notification on his phone, and I saw his lock screen, and I don't even know if you remember this. His lock screen was the head coach from Oklahoma State after they had just lost the Fiesta Bowl, and so he always mentions, like, keep the pain, like, keep that stuff, like, keep everything. And so just seeing him, like, internalize it, like, not only practice what he preaches, but really internalize it, like, I was like, this is a dude I want to play for.
Wow.
Like, this is a dude I want to surround myself with, that he's willing to, like, keep it personal. Like, and you could tell it meant the world to him. Like, that was the first time I met him. But, like, in that moment, I knew, I was like, yeah, this guy's a dude. Like, I want to be around this dude.
I kind of wish, if you don't want to speak for Kurt, that's fine, but I want to ask about, because I'm thinking now back about the transition. I actually watched the video today when Coach was announced as the head coach at Notre Dame after the transition, and Kurt's in, like, the front of the video on a knee, and I watched the video like twice, and it's just amazing to see. I haven't gone back and watched it much since it happened, but like the mob scene in the locker room huddling around Coach, and Kurt then gives him this big bear hug. Like, what do you remember from talking to him about what that experience like, and how much the players really wanted him to be the next guy?
Yeah. So obviously I wasn't here, so I don't have, like, the greatest perspective about the situation, but I know for a fact that they all loved him. It was without a doubt, you know, Coach Freeman, head coach.
Yeah.
They all loved him. And like I mentioned earlier about the lock screen, like, they all knew he was a dude, and he was a person to lead this program in the right direction.
Okay, hard shift here. You were valet?
Yeah.
Upon a time? Tell me about valeting cars. I have a 6-week valet story. Yeah. Tell me about valeting cars, and I'll show you my story, because I didn't have a great experience with it, but what was it like for you?
So I was a valet, believe it or not. I was a luxury car valet.
Oh, Lord.
One of my brother's best friends, and at home, his uncle runs a valet company for luxury companies. So my first time ever at a Met Gala, I've obviously never attended one, but I was on the outside watching it, and so I got to drive all their nice cars, and it was really cool.
Oh, really? What's the nicest car?
A Rolls-Royce Phantom was probably the nicest one I've driven.
Wow.
It felt like I was floating. I honestly considered not giving it back to the guy.
That's not like a Pittsburgh Tough thing. I thought you were, like, valeting, like, trucks and, you know.
Oh, no. Like,
things are Hemi.
Yeah, no. I felt for a moment like I was, like, royalty. Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So you had a good experience with it.
Yeah.
So I used to live in New Orleans, and when I first got there, I didn't have a job yet. So I had to valet cars at a hotel for like 6 weeks. I made like $5 an hour. And I can't tell you the pain, because they give you that because you're going to get tipped.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people didn't tip me. And it was a brutal experience. Did you make good tips at this, I have to assume?
Yeah.
You had the right valet job.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay. For you, Coach, you've been coaching since you left school pretty much, or playing. Like high school, or what's the non-football job you had growing up? Is there something you had?
Oh, yeah, I had a couple.
Tell me about it.
I remember being on a walk with my son, Gino, who is 12, 11, something like that. But we were on a walk this summer, and I was telling him, like, because he's never had a job. I was like, Daddy used to have a job. And he was like, what? And I was like, I started off being a paper boy. And so I was a paper boy, and I told him every day, once a week, I would have to go collect $2 from 70 houses. You would knock on the door and collect $2. And if they didn't answer the door, you had to come back. You had to get $2 from every house, and you got to keep $1, and then you gave the newspaper $1. And that was my first job. I did a landscaping job in high school.
Okay.
And then in college, well, actually, I did a bus boy, and I did like a busing job for a banquet center in high school. And then in college, for about a month, I worked at Texas Roadhouse as a bus boy.
There you go.
You know, just, I thought it was cool to do. Like, I want some little side extra money. I didn't have, NIL money or something. Like, it was just like,
yeah,
hey, I want some extra money and
free dinner roll. What do they have? Free rolls or something like that?
I mean, I used to get free dinner.
Oh, there you go.
if you didn't eat everything off your plate and didn't look too bad, I'm like, I went to the back and said, all right, there's dinner, and so, yeah, I've had a couple jobs, and I wanted my kids to know that, though, like, because they're growing up differently than I am.
For sure.
But it's like, and you want them to. I always say you want your kids to be better off than you were. But I also want them to understand the value of hard work. And you got to be able to explain them to them, like, Daddy didn't grow up like this. Like, it's hard work, and you got to work hard.
It's a tough needle to thread because, like you said, you want to make it not easier,
yeah,
but better for them.
That's right.
And it's easy to turn better into easier.
Yeah.
And then have you done some construction work too? Was that with your dad? I saw. So, like, what's that like? Because that's one of those things that I see construction everywhere, and I'm always thinking about the men and women that do that. And it's just one of those jobs I look at and I'm like, I know at my core, I just couldn't do it. I just can't. I'd mess it up. It's just not for me. What's that experience like for you?
Brutal. So he has a lot of, like, history in it. So he's, like, really good at doing it.
Right.
And obviously I don't have the same knowledge that he does. And so I'd have to mix, like, 20 bags of concrete in a wheelbarrow with a shovel and being screamed at the entire time. I'm not doing it fast enough. Like, dude, you can get a mixer to do this in 2 minutes and I have to do it. And then, like, I went home during the summer. That literally the first day I went home, I was driving back from Notre Dame. I pulled into a job that he was working at, and then ended up trying to say hi, but ended up working for the rest of the day.
That's awesome.
And just things like that, or like he'd wake me up in the morning, like, hey, what are you doing today? I'm like, nothing. Probably just gonna hang out, play with my friends. Like, why don't you come work with me?
Yeah. Can mix some concrete.
Yeah.
Right. My life easier, hopefully.
Right.
So then, do you know what are you studying right now?
Sociology.
Okay, there's a lot of football. I think I was listening to Don Schuler. He's sociology. Who else?
Yeah.
In the football team. A couple other guys, right?
Josh Burnham.
Okay.
I know for sure. Probably more. I just can't think of all.
Yeah, there's a few I've heard. So do you know what you want to do with that whenever football's over?
No clue.
No clue. Okay. But you're liking it?
Yeah.
Okay, the study of people.
Yeah.
What's something you've learned? Throw something at me that might break my brain a little bit.
Can't put me on the spot here.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the hot seat.
I don't know. I just always thought it was interesting. So I started out as psychology, which is the study of the mind, and then I went to do sociology because it's the study of people. Because I've always been interested in how people interact with one another.
Yeah.
Like why this person acts like this and why this person acts like this, and you can base it based on their background, based on who they came from.
Yeah.
So growing up, my situation, I was a lot different than a lot of kids in my high school, but we all meshed together. A lot of kids here, so it's all the same thing. So it's interesting to see why kids interact the way they do or why people interact the way they do. That's kind of always something I thought was interesting because I like to know what people are about to do.
Yeah.
Or like know why they're about to interact like that.
Jeez, I wish I was a sociology major.
Well, okay, so I was going to say, but don't you think, and you help me out here, I kind of think football coach or guys that get to stick around football kind of get to get an unofficial minor in sociology because it is such an eclectic group of people, so many backgrounds. I think about so many different needs position-wise, like height, weight, body size, different skill sets. Like there's people that might not have interacted unless for football.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like you see that as the coach, like people become maybe best friends or bond in a way that without football, they never would have. So do you find that on a regular basis as the coach that you get to observe people interacting in a way that you otherwise wouldn't?
Yeah, I think people would naturally gravitate to comfort, right? To people that maybe grew up like them, look like them, come from where they come from. But I think football makes you have relationships with people from all different backgrounds. And, you develop these great relationships that last forever with certain individuals. And so there's nothing like a locker room. I say, because like a locker room, like you're not evaluated off of how you look, what you wear, and so maybe you are judged off what you wear sometimes. But like the biggest evaluation comes from, are you a person that does what you're supposed to do, a man of your word and can be counted on? Like that's to me, when I think about my college locker room, I always say like I can go there and go, real dude, pretender, funny guy. Oh man, real dude, like, and that doesn't mean you were this big time player.
Sure.
But that's to me like what makes a locker room so unique.
Yeah. I think the thing that I feel so envious of all the athletes that come in here, but like for right now for football guys, like that locker room after a win in particular feels like the greatest place on earth. Can you describe what it's like to be in a winning locker room?
Yeah, it's great. It's like you said, just because all the culmination of all of our hard work finally paid off. And so, whether you had the greatest game of your life or the worst game of your life, when we win together, we win together.
Mm-hmm.
And so, celebrating together is the greatest thing of all time because you and your best friends just won a football game. in front of however many people watched it or how many people were there. It's the greatest thing of all time.
Yeah, it looks fun. I've seen a lot of footage. I've never be a part of it, but it looks really fun. Okay, last one before I let Coach go, and it's about a chance to celebrate in a fun locker room this weekend with a great matchup. So USC, it's obviously a great rivalry. Feels like it's even more anticipated this week. I'm super excited for it. I'll start with you, Coach. Just like this game comes around, what comes to mind when you have USC come to town?
Well, it's excellence, right? I think of two programs that have truly, for years, been with the blue bloods of college football. We've got a great team coming in town that any competitors want to go against great teams. It's different, right? We know it's a little bit different because of what the reward of this one is. It starts with the rivalry, the Jules Shillelagh, a win over a really good opponent. Like there's a lot of, things that go into it, but it's just a reminder of how important the preparation is, man.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows what the future is going to be, right? And I always say the future's uncertain, but you don't know if this is the last game or not versus USC. But we know we got this one, and we got to make sure that we prepare in a way that gives us an opportunity to get the outcome we want.
So I hear all that, Donovan, and as a player, I want to know just how do you manage your mindset? Because I think about that, and I'm like, this is Notre Dame USC prime time. I'm going to do everything I can to like soak this up. But I know that you guys can't, you have to focus on the task at hand. How do you manage like appreciating how awesome this opportunity is and also staying in the right mindset to get the job done?
Yeah. You can't get caught up in the lights, and all these people are going to be coming into campus to come see this huge rivalry. There's all sorts of like theatrics and things set up. Like that's not for us. We can't focus on that. And, Coach has mentioned it before in our meetings, with tradition comes responsibility. So we're not playing this game just against USC. We're playing it for the alumni that came before us, all the players that came before us, and the tradition that comes with this game. It is a huge rivalry. And so we take that with a lot of pride and carry it like very seriously. So we're not just going to lightheartedly prepare this week. We're preparing, to not only have team glory on Saturday, but to glorify the names of everyone who played before us and to carry on the tradition from the people in the past.
Clip that. Put that one out. That's perfect.
Wow.
With tradition comes responsibility. I love that. I can't wait to see it on Saturday. We're going to keep you around. Coach, thanks for stopping by. It was great to talk to you.
All right. Thank you.
Donovan? Let's start here. Do you like Donovan or Donnie?
I go back and forth with it.
So what do you want me to call you?
You can call me either one. Coach Freeman kind of started Donnie. Or no, it was Coach Elston. And then Coach Freeman, when he first met me, Elston called me Donnie.
Okay.
So Coach Freeman kind of stuck with it. And when he became the head coach, I was like, I'm not going to correct the head coach.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of stuck. So a lot of people call me Donnie. Not everyone back home calls me Donovan.
Okay.
But everyone up here calls me Donnie.
I'm going to go with Donnie.
Okay.
Stick with Coach Freeman. A lot of people think Coach Freeman and I have a lot of similarities. So
I can see it.
Yeah, you see it. It's impossible to ignore. This is our subject matter expert segment. It's presented by the tire experts at TireRack.com. And you can see me. We got a tire here, Tire Racks everywhere. They do a great job for us, and we appreciate them big time. So we talked a little bit early on about Pittsburgh. I just want to know, because you guys are going to play in Pittsburgh this year. When you think about that, what's that experience going to be like for you?
It's going to be awesome. Yeah. So I've played in the stadium, Heinz Field. I'm not going to call it Acrisure.
Okay, sure.
It's Heinz Field to the day I die. But so playing in Heinz Field would be cool. I played there in high school a few times because our
regular season or like postseason games are there.
Yeah. So our conference is called the Whitfield, and so the Whitfield Championship used to be held at Heinz Field, and so you'd play in like the Steelers Stadium. You'd go in their locker room and stuff. So it was really cool.
Yeah,
really neat experience. Then I saw my brother play there.
What would that have been?
20?
Yeah.
2021.
2020 would have been empty. They played maybe 21 the year right after.
Yeah.
Were there fans there?
I think so. Then,
okay. Who knows?
It
all blends together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's going to be cool seeing him there. It's going to be a little stressful getting a bunch of tickets because there's going to be a lot of people trying to come to the game. So, I already kind of have like a notepad who's coming. So,
are there people that are going to find out? Maybe they didn't make the cut?
Shoot, I hope not. Hopefully people are like, I haven't talked to this guy in 5 years. Maybe I shouldn't ask him for a ticket.
Yeah.
Something like that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
And one of the things I think is so cool about Notre Dame and like the schedule it plays is that it goes to so many different towns, or I shouldn't call them towns, big cities, and plays in these NFL stadiums. Like, did you think about that when you decided to come here? Because the opportunity to play in, I can't even know what the new name is, Heinz Field, and in your hometown like when you come here, I'm not sure it wasn't the reason you decided to come here, but it has to play like the smallest role, right? They play in all these awesome buildings.
Not really.
No, you don't think about that at all.
No. Just because like if you get caught up in where you're playing at, they can take away from how you play.
Okay.
But if you just keep in the fact that every football field is the exact same size, and you kind of just tone out everything around you, like after the fact, like after the game, especially if you win, you're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Like playing in the Yankee Stadium last year, like that was incredible. But like going into the game, I was like, okay, we're playing Army. You know, I got to be locked in. I can't think about the fact that we're playing in a baseball stadium.
Okay.
But then afterwards, I soaked it in.
So I hear you. It's the same thing we talked about just before with USC. It's like you'll appreciate everything later.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you can't think about Pittsburgh. So I'll ask you at the end of the year how it was to play in Pittsburgh and Heinz Field. Okay. I heard that you played lacrosse growing up. Okay. I look at you now. I look at the lacrosse players, different body size, certainly. So what was that experience like? What was your position? How did you get into lacrosse?
So I grew up not even knowing what lacrosse was. And then about 4th grade, I started playing because all my best friends started playing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, as a little kid, you gravitate towards what your friends are doing. And so seeing them play lacrosse, I was like, all right, I guess try. And I fell in love with it. I absolutely loved it. I used to practice on like the side of my house. My parents would get so mad at me because I would just throw a ball off the wall. I'd play wall ball for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, just throwing it.
Ooh.
And you could hear it.
That ball is loud.
It's loud.
Yeah.
And we have a brick wall on the outside of our house. So you can hear it the entire time. Boom, 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 boom. And I played defense. I played like, so I had like the long
stick.
Yeah. I played midi sometimes, like midfield.
Mm-hmm.
I never played goalie just because like I might get in trouble for that because you got to wear a cup, and I never wore a cup because I wasn't comfortable.
Fair enough.
You know, so I never we would like alternate who played goal each game.
Yeah.
And so when it was my turn, I was like, I can't.
My hamstring.
Yeah.
I can't do it today, coach. Yeah.
So I just never played goalie, but I played pretty much every position around there. But I mainly stuck with defense. I played from 4th grade to 8th grade.
Okay.
And then once I got to 8th grade, I kind of made the transition into football.
Okay.
Just because I don't think I finished a single regular season game in 8th grade just because we weren't allowed to body check yet. And I was.
You were just breaking the rules.
Big time. And
you couldn't help yourself.
Couldn't help myself. And I'd always wear like a bright colored shirt underneath. I wore like a yellow Notre Dame cutoff one time. So I was sticking out like a sore thumb, like you could clearly tell, because our colors
the
were
big guy that's hitting people after the whistle with the neon shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, because our colors are like purple and white. So we see someone with a bright yellow shirt underneath, like, okay, yeah, that's probably the guy we got to watch out for. And I remember like one time we played a team. I was probably 45 minutes away. And my mom drove up to the game, and my brother Kurt, Braden, but he came up to the game and a few of his buddies, but unbeknownst to my mom, we made a bet to see how quickly I can get kicked out of the game.
Oh my goodness!
And I got kicked out in the first quarter
for a bad hit,
just repeatedly hitting people. Like you're supposed to like brace yourself and like poke check and stuff, but I wasn't doing that.
Okay, so you really were a football player playing lacrosse,
right?
Got it.
And so I was just leveling people if they were trying to come down the field.
Okay.
And so you get put in the penalty box for that, and that wasn't working out for me. And my parents were probably like, "Yeah, you're probably not, sticking to the rules of lacrosse. You should probably just stick to football." I was like, "Sounds about right. I'll just do that."
Okay. So do you talk to Faison and Buckner and Jeffrey about lacrosse still? Do you ever evaluate their skills, talk about what they're doing out there? Like, what's that dynamic like?
No,
you stay away from that.
I stay away from it just because their skill level is so like otherworldly compared to mine.
Okay.
I was.
So you couldn't hang with them?
No, absolutely not. Maybe if I caught them like right after they caught a pass and they turned around and I was standing there, I might catch them.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I catch them in open field, Matt and Faison running right past me.
So having done it, and you played in, it sounds like not even up into high school, but you played it in, middle school, seeing what those guys are able to do. And I just think of Jordan because he's got he had 23 goals a couple of years ago or something like that. And he's, I think right now, leading receiver. Like when you see them do both, like how much does that impress you as a fellow athlete? Because it blows my mind and I don't do any of that stuff.
I mean, it's unbelievable when you think about it. Like even like people don't think about like the toll it takes on their body. Like, constantly like when they're up and down the field getting hit with the sticks all the time, like that takes a toll on not only your forearms, your wrist, your biceps, your legs and everything. Then they come and play football and they're constantly getting tackled because they're playing receiver. And so just like even the physical toll that, they're seeing that and they're so performing at such a high level.
Yeah.
It's incredible. But yeah, no, I couldn't do it, certainly.
Okay. Back to Pittsburgh Steelers. Is that your team growing up?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are your guys growing up? Who'd you look up to?
I loved watching James Harrison.
Okay.
Because, obviously he was just the man.
Sounds like you were acting like James Harrison on the lacrosse field.
Pretty much, yeah. If you gave James Harrison the lacrosse stick and said, go to town, it's kind of how it was going.
Okay. So how old are you when they win the Super Bowl in 2010? This is like Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone. You like 6 years old?
Yeah, I was
toe tap.
I was 6.
I think the throw's a little underrated there too. I just think the bend, it's a great catch, but like that throw is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So that's like a core memory for you, that Super Bowl, right?
I talked to Elijah Burr sometimes. Oh, Dad played for the Steelers for a little bit, so I talked to him sometimes about when he was in Pittsburgh, but he was too young to kind of remember it.
Right.
But he still has family there, I'm pretty sure, and so we'll still talk about that.
So does James, I'm trying to remember this game now. It's 15 years ago, I think, which blows my mind. But James Harrison had a 100-yard touchdown in that game, right? At the end of the first half, doesn't he take it back, or did it not count? You can't remember.
I thought, yeah. Okay. I mean, probably. I believe
we need to fact check that. I think James Harrison, scores the touchdown in that game, which kind of like flips the game. But I remember too. I don't know if people care about this, but like before the catch in the back of the end zone, Larry Fitzgerald had this huge touchdown too. I thought, oh my gosh, the Cardinals are going to win. You think back how many great players on the field: Fitzgerald, Harrison. I'm sure there's some other Steelers I'm forgetting, but
Big Ben, Troy Polamalu.
Yeah,
like.
God, what an awesome time. Troy Polamalu, you must have loved him growing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he was a man. So, coming to Notre Dame and, being junior for the first time, seeing Junior's hair, I'm like, hey, man, you kind of look like Troy Polamalu. He didn't think it was as funny as I did.
He had some great commercials, too. Okay, last one before we take a break for Isaiah. I'm kind of thinking about Notre Dame now. You've been here for a while, and you talked about why you wanted to come here. Some of the traits maybe that you saw that were similar with what this place represents and kind of the work ethic and maybe grit of Pittsburgh. What's the experience been like? Like, has Notre Dame lived up to your expectations, and what do you feel like you've gotten out of this place?
Yeah, Notre Dame has been beyond my expectations. I'm forever grateful to this place, just because it's not only transformed me as a football player, but it's also transformed me as a person. The person I was when I first came here is substantially different from the person I am right now. I think when I first came here, I didn't even know what substantially meant, just like things like that, just like it turned me into a better man and a better person, maybe become deeper with my faith, more connected. And so just little things like that, and, meeting the most interesting people you could ever think of. The guy who made the Keurig, I met him like a first week on campus, and I found he was a professor here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you ask him how he made it?
No, I was just starstruck.
Yeah.
I like shook his hand. We were at the grotto. I shook his hand. I met him. I said, great to meet you. And then someone told me who it was, and I was like, dude makes the coffee machines?
Yeah.
Thought about getting a picture, but I feel like if anyone saw the picture, like, who's that dude with you? Like,
he's the guy that helps us wake up every morning is what it is. Yeah.
Everyone knows their product, but not the face. So it'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool, I guess. But like, I was pretty starstruck when I met him.
Sure. That's the kind of stuff you get here. Well, I appreciate you stopping by today. We're going to take a break, and then Isaiah is going to come in here and have some great conversations with us. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Isaiah Dunn, the Froyo King. Froyo King. Welcome back. Great to see you. Been a couple weeks. This is our Tell Me a Story segment presented by our good friends at Yeti. Can I interest either of you guys in a drink?
I'm good.
Thank you.
Normal allotment here. Okay, our friends at Coke, they know how much we appreciate them. I, of course, have a Topo Chico. I was explaining it's because of the bubbles.
Yeah.
They're big bubbles.
Okay.
And there's some other competitors that are smaller bubbles. I don't like them, so that's why I love these. Stage is set. Have at it. You and Donovan, go for it. I'll chime in where necessary.
It's another great day. We have Donnie here, and you got a fresh cut. So I think we're 2 for 2 right now.
You think it looks good?
I think it looks great.
Yeah. We covered it with Coach Freeman.
You did?
He complimented me. I kind of begged him to compliment me, but he still did.
He always has a fresh cut, too, so now you guys are like...
Yeah. He asked if it was from Julio. I was like, maybe I have to start going there.
Right.
And if it looks that good, maybe I don't. This is me and my wife.
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
But yeah, so we have... Thank you for the comment, by the way. It meant a lot.
Of course. Well, right when I saw him, I'm like, Tony, you look great.
Yeah.
You do too. So we have Donnie today, and we're going to be talking about his freshman year. Every year after camp, we have a talent show with the guys. And
tradition.
It's tradition. Got to have a talent show. I've done it, and he's going to talk about his.
Okay.
So go and talk about your talent show.
Yeah, so as they mentioned, the talent show every year, that's always the freshmen, the transfers, like, hey, we're going to have a talent show, if you want to come up, you can do it. Like, we're not going to force you guys to do anything. And just because that's another way to like build like team camaraderie. If you got cool talent, come up and show us. Or like you got something funny you want to do, like a stand up or something. So I kind of took like the funny route, and I did an impersonation of my older brother. And because a lot of the guys on the team had still known him just because he had just left the year before. And so what I did was I took a whole bunch of eye black, just covered my eyes in it. And he also has a lion tattoo on his chest. And so I took the eye black and I drew like a kitty, like a little cat on my chest.
I'm visualizing this now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I think I taped my fingers too, like he used to. And I went in there shirtless and kind of like stood there and started doing like an impersonation of him.
No.
And like the crowd, like they loved it just because it was like it was like super like accommodating to what they do, like what he used to do. And then I guess word got back to him that I did that. So he has a phone call. He's like, "You think it's funny to make fun of Big Bro?" He's like, "You like make fun of Big Bro?" And I was like, "Man, I had to do something."
Right.
I was out of ideas.
Yeah, I was like, I don't got many cool talents. So I was like, I can do an impersonation.
It's a pressure situation when they say, all right, you got to go up and you got to think something.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about the eye black. You kind of have the eye black, too. Do you
Yeah.
get that? Is that something that you've kind of taken
Behind
away
the
from
tradition?
him?
Yeah. So what he does is he does like both eyes, like all the way down here, just completely covers himself. I just do one streak.
Okay.
Just
Similar but different.
right. Because I couldn't copy him completely.
Right.
I wear the same number.
Yeah.
We kind of look the same already. If I did eye black, it'd be bad news. Like there's a picture of my brother in the Goog, eye black, all done up in his uniform. And Madden, the freshman, I had to explain to him for like 5 minutes, that's not me in the picture. Like he was like, "Dude, that's you."
That's you.
And I was like, "Nah, man, it's my brother." He was like, "Oh yeah, funny. That's a picture of you." He was like, "Same number, same eye black, everything." And
He thought he was getting pranked. That's
Yeah.
funny, actually.
Yeah,
Because I can understand how he would think that. Like, if you're like, "Oh, these guys are messing with me. I'm the new guy."
Identical.
Yeah.
Good luck with the Rezak twins later on.
Oh, I know. It's gonna be brutal.
Like, there are two different people.
Oh, yeah.
Eddie
That's
and
going to
Andy.
be
Oh, my
tricky.
gosh.
So, okay, go ahead.
This also leads into, it's not his only time impersonating somebody. It wasn't just his brother. I was actually here for this next one. He impersonated Coach Wash.
Oh, there's a lot of good Coach Wash content on the web, so I can judge this pretty well. You do a Coach Wash impersonation.
I did. And, right before we actually left the meetings to go to the team meeting, he said, "If anybody stands up and does a goofy impression of me, you're going to have to see me about it afterwards." And so,
Now he's just daring you to do it.
yeah,
Seriously.
because Nana, our old DN, you did it the year before, and everyone loved it. It was hilarious. And then, it was my turn to do it. And everyone's like walking out of the meeting room. He goes, "Donnie, do an impression. You have to see me about it." And I was like, "All right, coach, I won't, don't worry."
Real quick, you're doing it right now. Are you going to get in trouble for this?
I hope not.
Okay.
Nah, he needs a pillow, but we won't get into that.
Yeah. We're there, and all of a sudden, they're giving introductions. Like, next we got an interesting person we all know and love, Coach Wash. And then all of a sudden, here I come walking out the doors. Everyone stands up, starts like cracking up.
You got the hat on?
I got the hat on.
Oh, he has
The hoodie?
full.
Hat, hoodie.
I mean, he has
Walk.
the jog. It's like a walk jog.
Yeah.
It's a speed walk.
Okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. I got it top to bottom, perfectly fitted. I walk in, I look up. Coach Wash just stands up, balls up his fist, and starts staring down at me. Starts like walking towards the stairs over here. I start walking towards this stairway over here because there's a door right here. I was like, "He comes charging at me. I got to get into here." And so I'm like pacing back and forth, like looking up at him to see if he's about to do anything. And then eventually he just like starts laughing and points at me. I was like, "All right, maybe I have the green light." I went, did impersonation. Was a pretty good impersonation of him.
Okay.
Oh, it was 10 out of 10.
And then
It was probably the best one at all, though.
I'm not going to make you do it, but if all I think of is Sugar Bowl video. We've been from hell and back. We've been to hell and back. That's I was ready to run through a wall when I saw him talking to you guys at
Right.
halftime at Sugar Bowl. I'm like, okay, Coach Wash,
No, he's awesome.
let me get the pads on.
yeah, there was a lot of yelling.
Okay.
We were going crazy watching, too. Like, we were dying, like tears. Like, all of us, the whole team's there, the whole staff's there, watching Donnie run in. And we're just immediately, we know he's Coach Wash, and this is hysterical. Oh,
Come on, you got to give me something. You got a line, something you said. What's the thing that he says to you
can you
guys?
do the walk?
The walk?
Can you please just do the walk?
Yeah, I can do the walk. If
All
I,
right, I bet there's a camera that can track you out here. For the listeners at home, they'll just have to go online and check it out.
Coach Wash, I'm sorry.
He's like, "If walking you wrong," so he'll be like, "I'm not good." So I walk into the gearing like that, and I see him stand up and like look down in the bits, and I'm like, "Oh man, like this is it."
So it's kind of a walk hop.
Yeah.
A walk.
Seriously.
I'm gonna keep a close eye on him now.
Yeah.
To just see if, because I kind of It's in the head. It's in the head now. I kind of see what you're doing there, but I haven't focused on it.
And he has the best. Coach Wash has the best celebrations. Like if you see someone get a sack, you can hear Wash.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He'll go to the ground, start bear crawling.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's happened.
Oh, so now I'll talk to the FIM people here and say we need to get a cam just
Coach Wash.
ISO'd on Coach Wash. First time we see a sack, if he's in the bear crawl,
Super entertaining.
Oh, he seems like a fun guy to play for, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Super energetic. Always keeps the juice up in the room.
Yeah.
We would have like these morning meetings. Everyone comes in half groggy. You walk through the locker room door and towards like the room where all the meetings are at, and you just hear like music blasting throughout the entire goop. Everyone's like, "That's Coach Wash's room."
Yeah.
You go in there, he's screaming, gets everyone all riled up, ready to go.
Then our DB room is the one right next to them. We have the wall. It's pretty thin. Yeah, he gets you guys ready. Like we're just talking about what we're gonna be doing, and all we hear is, "Wake up! Here we go! It's time!"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, we're ready. Let's go."
You jealous of that?
No, we get it. We can hear it.
Oh, so you
We're trying to get the juice. It
Right.
feeds into the
free
team room.
admission.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Coach Mick's like, "Here we go."
Yeah, you guys just kind of parlay it into your own energy.
So it's really a shout out to Coach Wash.
Yeah.
It's,
Shout out, Coach.
he does it.
Whole staff,
Incredible
incredibly great staff. But Coach Wash, I will say, like when he pops up in the video content that I see, I'm like, I could really run through a wall for that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, great stuff, great stories. Real quick before we go, what did you do for your talent show?
I did a rap.
We got to get Will Pauling back here.
It was pretty good. I think I won that year. Like
your own, like an original.
I did a freestyle. Yeah.
Was it actually a freestyle?
No, it was genuinely in the moment.
What was the beat?
It was a cappella.
Just
there was no beat.
Beatbox?
No beat whatsoever.
It sounds more like spoken word now.
It was-
hearing this.
It was so Eddie Scheidler.
Shout out.
He shout out Eddie Scheidler. Love Eddie. He was like, Isaiah didn't go my freshman year, so I didn't go my freshman year.
Okay.
It's my sophomore year.
Surprises me. Okay.
I know, right? So he's like, Isaiah didn't go, and I wasn't planning on going my sophomore year. And so I had to go down there, and he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And so I did a rap about Eddie
Okay.
in the moment, and it was really good.
I don't want to know anything about it. I'm sure it was great.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
great, and it was a hit. But it sounds like now there's potential by the end of the year. Me, you, and Will. Maybe we find a beat. We all get together on a track.
I'm ready.
Could be like the official hype song by the end of the year.
Let's do
Be
it.
great. Okay, Donovan, great hanging out with you. Thanks for fielding all the questions, Isaiah. Always great seeing you, man.
Always fun.
All right. See you guys. Thanks again to Donovan Hinish and Coach Freeman and Isaiah Dunn for stopping by today. We still have to get to our Ask the Host segment before we say goodbye today. So we've got a great question this week. Perfect week to talk about this topic because it is USC week. And this question actually comes from Cooper in Starkville, Mississippi. Love that we've got some Irish fans chiming in from down south. It says, hey, Tony, what is your favorite Notre Dame USC memory? Okay, this is a lengthy list. I'm going to get to it, but per usual, we're going to go through a few honorable mentions before we get to the actual winner. And it's actually fairly chronological. Let's just get this on the record again. I think I mentioned this last year, but my parents are both USC class of 1976. So growing up, USC was a team we did watch quite a bit at the house. I remember that game in 2005, 20-year anniversary. Listen, it was a great football game, not the result we wanted here at Notre Dame. But I remember watching that, and that really made me understand. I would have been at that time, I think high school age, really understand like how awesome this rivalry was. So fast forward to when I come to Notre Dame, 2017 was the first year that I was working on the video board show. I remember it was just a really interesting year for us getting all that stuff set up. And so my job that year was to work in the stadium. I helped with the production. If you want to really know, I would help roll the videos you would see. So the intro video would come up and I'd hit play, which is more nerve-wracking than you might think, because if you don't hit play at the right time, you screw everything up. But all that to say, that was my first time in the building for Notre Dame USC. That was the game. I think Khalid Kareem had maybe 2 or 3 sacks. I think Sam Darnold was the quarterback at USC, and they just had their way with that Trojan offense. Notre Dame's defense was great. So 2017 is the first one that comes to mind. I think my parents, again, USC grads, were there, I think wearing Notre Dame gear. So that was a really just fun moment to kind of see that game. It's the first time I'd been to the game and was able to be in the stadium for it. So that one was awesome. And then I think the next year is one that sticks with me. It's, of course, a road game, But that was when Notre Dame got to their first college football playoff in 2018. I think it's Tony Jones that runs the touchdown in that kind of seals the deal. And that was such a magical run there in 2018 rather, with Ian Book kind of taking the reins and just running them all the way to the playoff. Just a really cool opportunity to be working here. Wasn't at that game, but seeing them get to the playoffs, that's one that sticks in my mind, is 2018. Fast forward then, now we're to 2023. I think that win here at Notre Dame Stadium. Now, this year I was not in the stadium, but I was working on the radio broadcast in the studio. But that was a big one. At that time in 2023, Notre Dame needed that win at home. Remember what it was like around campus right after it. I think they were on a bye right after it. Just a good taste in everyone's mouth after that game. It was a really important win where the energy was up. And then for me, I'm going to get to the one that's the most memorable for me and my favorite moment, and that's last year at the Coliseum, 2024, just because that's my first year broadcasting a USC Notre Dame game. We all know what happened last year. They had to win that game to get to the playoff and then make their run to the title game. And just the way they did it, go back and watch. USC's driving with, I think it's like 3 minutes left, and that interception returned by Christian Gray, it's just a massive play. I think it's sometimes lost in the shuffle of all the great moments that happened in the Sugar Bowl, the home game against Indiana, the Orange Bowl. But that Christian Gray pick, if USC scores there, who knows what happens. That interception, then Xavier Watts kind of just caps it off with another pick six. To be there, call that game as they made it to the playoff or effectively punch their ticket, that was really cool for me. And so this weekend, this will be kind of another, it's called a bucket list opportunity. I'm going to get a chance to call Notre Dame USC in South Bend under the lights. I've gotten a chance to see a couple games here under the lights. I think Texas A&M a couple weeks ago was just an amazing environment. I have a hunch this is going to be even more fired up for all the reasons we've kind of talked about earlier today on the show and all the stuff that looms over this one. So I can't wait. If you ask me this question next week, I'm confident and hopeful that the answer would be 2025. But for now, I'll give you 2024 with a couple of those honorable mentions from years past. But great question from Cooper down in Starkville, Mississippi. Again, thanks. And again, if you want to send a question for our Ask the Host segment, fightingirish.com/wakeup is where you go. Okay, some housekeeping before we say goodbye before the USC game. Don't forget, in the stadium this week, we keep pumping them, but it's for good reason. These Yeti tumblers are awesome. These are the two that you'll have available if you're watching online. We've got the white one with the stadium logo, and we've got the blue one with the Fighting Irish logo. They are going fast. You got to get your hands on them. You can only get them this weekend at the stadium or around campus, so grab them while you can. They're just such a cool collector's item. I'm not going to pick a favorite, but I do think this white one's pretty slick. Again, download on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Just keep smashing the like button on YouTube. That's what we're really looking for. And make sure to subscribe. We'd love to have you along for the ride here on Wake Up the Echoes. You have so much fun talking to all the student athletes and coaches. Thanks again to Marcus Freeman, Donovan Hinish, and of course Isaiah Dunn for swinging by. Great conversations ahead of what is an awesome week here in South Bend. It doesn't get any better than this. Middle of October, Notre Dame USC, they're both ranked. It's perfect, and I hope we see it for years to come. But let's just soak it up while we have it this weekend. Should be an awesome game. Until next time, Tony Simeone saying so long from Wake Up the Echoes.